So you will start the record and we will start. Beautiful. Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Okay, so hello and welcome, and thanks to everyone who joined us today. For those who don't know me yet, my name is Lital Slonim from the leadership of the Nahalam movement, and I'm happy to open our meeting today. We are meeting here at a very special time, days of deep and meaningful national journey. Last week, we marked Holocaust Remembrance Day and a painful reminder of our duty to make sure that never again. This week, we will have a Memorial Day, a time to honor the heroes who gave their lives for our land and nation. And immediately after, we will celebrate Independence Day, the rebirth of the Jewish people in our homeland. Now, especially in these days, and after a year and a half of hard fighting since the war in Gaza began, we deeply understand how important it is to protect the existence, the security, and the future of the Jewish state. Now, this war made it very clear. Our enemies still here, still have the same goal to destroy the Jewish state, and it is the responsibility of the entire Jewish people and nation to defend, build, and strengthen our homeland, our country. One of the main lessons we have learned in this war is that settlement and security go together, hand in hand. Where there is Jewish settlement, we know and we see it very clear, there is security. The Nahalam movement has been working for 20 years to establish new communities in Judea and Samaria in the Galilee. And in the last decades, we have been blessed to establish dozens of new communities and buying land and redeem many lands in Yehuda and Shomron. Since the war began, we have also raised a new flag, renewal the Jewish settlement in Gaza from a deep understanding that this is the only way to ensure our future and security in the future in the Gaza Strip, in the Gaza envelope, and all over Israel. We organized in the last year and a half many major public events. A huge rally in Binyanei Hauma in Jerusalem with 5,000 participants from all over Israel, including 20 Knesset members and 10 ministers, that all of them came and stood on one stage and called for renewal the settlement in the Gaza Strip. And last Independence Day, actually, exactly a year ago, we organized a huge march with 50,000 people that came from all over Israel, with a lot of Knesset members and ministers and rabbis and different figures that all came to demand from the government that the 7th of October will not happen again. And the only way to ensure it is if we, the Jewish nation, will be there forever. And through this year and a half, we organized many public events and rallies and activity to demand and to encourage the government to go to this direction. And we see a lot of success in this. At the same time, we formed 6 settlement groups to settle in the Gaza Strip with over 800 families that already sign up, and they are ready to go and settle in the Gaza. They're ready to go first, even in difficult and pioneer conditions, but they will be the first to go. So we are honored to have with us today the chairwoman of the Nahalam movement, Daniela Weiss, a leader who has led the settlement movement in Judea and Samaria for over 50 years and standing in the head of our movement. And also we have with us Gila Slonim, who leading the international relations for the Nahalam movement. In this time of pain, memory, and hope, we are here to listen to the personal and national story that shines a light on the great values of our nation, faith, strength, and love for our land and people. Tonight, today, depends where you are actually, but we will hear, in this webinar, we will hear a special story of Tzvika Mor, Eitan's father, who was kidnapped to Gaza in the 7th of October. It will be a story of personal pain, national strength, and great hope. I'm also happy to share that as every year we are doing in the Nahala movement, we are organizing a special 3-day missions where we will tour Judea, Samaria, and also the Gaza border area. The mission will take place during the week of Jerusalem Day, very close, and we will meet the places and the people on the front lines of building the land and fill up close the challenge and the great hope that lead us forward. This mission is actually a special opportunity to see places many never get to see, to learn the real fact and history, not the one that the media shows, and most of all, to take an active part in building the future of our land. Later in the meeting, we will share more details about the mission. But for now, I invite you to watch a short video from one of our past missions, a small taste of what is waiting for us this year as well. And we will also put a link in the chat for more information. So with your permission, I will do a share screen. Just a second.
Please do.
Minute.
We can't hear.
Can you hear?
No. 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 Maybe started. We missed it.
From all over the world. I will start again.
Okay. Okay. The pictures speak. Because we can't hear.
The Halal settlement movement organizes the mission of Jews from all over the world to visit Judea and Samaria. The purpose of the mission is to get to know these areas from historical, from settlement, from many aspects, but also to make Jews the world over be part of the great enterprise, of the great achievement of Jewish communities all over Judea and Samaria.
Pioneers exceptional people, brave, and I just think it's just full of opportunity here. And I'm just immensely proud of the Israeli people and the pioneers.
When I heard about the organization Nahala, I was very excited and I decided to join one of their tours. And Nahala does amazing work in supporting the settlements. And through the tours of Nahala, we get to meet the pioneers, settlers who are building the land. And it's very, very exciting.
It's been an absolute privilege to be a part of this 4-day mission within the Nahala movement. We've gone all around Judea and Samaria. It's been fantastic to meet some incredible people leading this mission and building a future for all Israelis and the Jewish people.
One of the reasons I'm here today, because Nahala is back on the ground. And whatever I can do, spread the word about Nahala, what it does, I'll do.
I'd recommend anyone come here to Judea and Samaria. It's been such an eye-opening experience for me.
I would like to thank very much Nahala for bringing these great people from all over the world to Israel, to strengthen Israel, to strengthen our identity, and to strengthen our living in Eretz Yisrael and in Gaza.
It's an honor to be a part of the Nahala family, to be involved in the mission, and to be part of land redemption in Eretz Yisrael. How many Jews from all over the world are coming here to Judea and Samaria, and they want to take part to continue to build and develop our homeland in Gaza. They want to be involved, actually involved in establishing new communities, in land redemption. This is our opportunity to each and every one of us to take part in establishing new communities, in land redemption, to be part of the next chapter of Am Israel building his homeland.
All right. So this was a small taste, and as I said, after we will hear, and when we will continue, we also give more details, and we will put in the chat also a link for more details. But it's really a unique opportunity for people to come and see how things look, really things behind the scenes, and to get to know and learn from close, to meet the people, and these are real front line that we have in Judea and Samaria. And also, as I mentioned, now when we are focusing a lot in resettling the Gaza Strip, we will have a special tour there as well. And now I'm honored to invite the chairwoman of the Nachala movement, Daniela Weiss, a true leader of settlement in Judea and Samaria. Thanks to her vision, strength, and determination, our movement Nachala continues to lead important effort for the future of the Jewish people in our homeland. So Daniela, please.
Shalom, everybody, and I I will start with the Tzvika Mor, a father whose son is still held by the cruel Hamas in Gaza. Whenever we start something at home, whatever I do, wherever I go, I think about your son, about the hostages that are held by Hamas. And I pray with the people who are participating now in this meeting, and I pray with all Am Israel that you will be able to embrace your son with your hands today. I wouldn't say tomorrow, today. So I'm praying for it, and we all pray for it. Tzvika, we love you. We love your family, and we know that your pain is personal, and it is at the same time the pain of all of Am Israel. So I pray to God that you will have your son in your hands, you will be able to embrace him, and that the terrible tragedy will be something that belongs to the past. Thank you for joining us with the friends of Nachala. And the speech today is yours, not mine. And after the opening words and sentences of Lital, I will say just briefly that we Nachalav movement, we as people who deal with settling the land of Israel for so many years, we know for sure that if we make it clear that the fight that is going on in Gaza is in order to do two things at the same time: to see your son coming home, and to see Am Israel coming to a part of our home, which is the Gaza area. People sometimes tend to forget that Gaza is a part of the land of Israel, a part of the tribe of Judea. It's the Western Negev. So this forgetting is a big mistake. And we as a movement try very hard to correct this mistake by doing what Lital mentioned briefly, creating the settling groups that aim at returning to make Gaza Jewish. I believe with all my heart, and I include it in all my prayers, that the hostages will return home, that Eitan will be home, and Am Israel will be at home, also in Gaza, where we belong, in the very near future. We are ready for it. The families are ready for it. So we'll do it as soon as possible. As soon as possible is today. And again, I pray for your son to return to your hands today. Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you very much, Daniela.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
I just want to briefly introduce Tzvika, okay, and thank him for joining us today. As you know, Tzvika is a devoted husband to Efrat. He's a proud father of 8 children, including his eldest son, Eitan. Tzvika is actually going to complete his doctorate in education, and he's currently the final stage preparing for his dissertation defense, the final step before being awarded his degree. Tzvika works as a coach and guide for parents and teachers, specializing in helping children navigate behavioral challenges and ADHD. Many of us know about that. Many of us heard firsthand of Tzvika because of the unimaginable, horrendous circumstances his family is facing. On October 7th, his son Eitan was serving as a security guard at the Nova Festival. In an act of extraordinary courage, Eitan chose to stay behind to save others, helping many escape before he himself was taken hostage. Since that day, Tzvika and his wife Efrat have shown incredible strength, stepping into the public eye. Tzvika is also the chairman and one of the founding members of the Forum Tikva, an organization formed in response to the hostage crisis to advocate for a national approach to securing the hostage release. Throughout this painful journey, Tzvika has carried himself with dignity, deep faith, and unwavering commitment to the hostages, to the people of Israel, and to the land of Israel. We stand with him and his family, offering our prayers, our support, and our heartfelt admiration during this profoundly difficult time. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody now and ask Tzvika to please unmute himself. Okay?
בהצלחה.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I can't do that.
Hello everybody, Shalom,
Shalom.
Shavua Tov. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me. And as Galia said before, we are parents of 8 children. Eitan is our eldest. Unfortunately, Eitan is still in Gaza. We know that Eitan is alive. We got a life sign 7 weeks ago. And we know that our son is a very tough guy, very strong and optimistic, and we trust him that he is alive and is taking care of the other hostages. And our story begin here in Kiryat Arba. I was born in Tel Aviv. My wife was born in Jerusalem, and when we got married, we decided to live here in Kiryat Arba together. The heroes of Kiryat Arba, and we are happy. And it's a zchut for us to live here, a special community of heroes of heroes. Eitan was a security guard at the Nova Festival and saved dozens of people before he was kidnapped. Eitan was kidnapped at 12:30, 6 hours after the Hamas attack began. And Eitan was taken to houses of Palestinians, of Arabs, sorry, Arabs, no Palestinians, Arabs, and then to tunnels. And one of the hostages that was released in the first deal on November 23, his name is Ron Kriboy, told us that he was 3 days with Eitan, and Eitan was very optimistic and with the extraordinary faith in Hashem that they will be released. And the the last thing that we know that Eitan did in on October 7 was to Eitan when they were running from the area with a group of boys and girls, about 50 boys and girls, Eitan uh, Eitan saw two bodies of two girls that were raped and killed by the Arabs, and Eitan took one of the body and took it to a pit. He put the body in a pit, and he returned to take the other body, and then the terrorist shoot him, and so he didn't take the other body to the pit. My friend Eliyahu Livman, that is living here in Kiryat Arba, find the body on Tuesday, 3 days after Simchat Torah. She was there, lying there in the pit, and she is from Rishon LeZion. Her name is Shira Ayalon. The name of the other girl is Amit Lav. So this is the last thing that Eitan did before he was kidnapped. I can remember that the first conversation with my wife Efrat, after we realized that Eitan is in Gaza, we were sitting in our saloon, and we understood that we got a shlichut, a mission from Hakadosh Baruch Hu to save the state of Israel. I told to my wife that Israel will make a deal with the terrorists because it's about 35, 40 years that Israel is make deals with the terrors, with the terrorists, but here we have 255 hostages, and we don't have enough terrorists in our jails to release our people. So we were afraid that the Arabs will demand Jerusalem, East Jerusalem, and so we understood that we have a mission to save the state of Israel. We are in a terrible condition in our family, of course. It's very, very tough and hard. We have little kids that asking every day, where is Eitan? What's going on? When Eitan will come back? What the Arabs are doing to Eitan? And other hard questions. But we have a mission. We have a mission, and every day I'm saying to myself that if Eitan was not kidnapped by Hamas, Eitan was a soldier in Gaza or in Lebanon or Syria. So here in Israel, we are soldiers. And about a month after October 7, we established Tikva Forum. We were part of the main hostages forum, but they didn't let us to say our words and to pronounce our values. So we understood that we have to establish another forum, and in the beginning we were 3 families. Today we are 10 families in Tikva Forum, and we are saying a very simple thing. You don't have you don't have to make a choice between winning the war and release the hostages, because when you win the war, you will get the hostages. It's two things that come together. And like we were reading in the Bible, our rights for this land, that of, for example, Avraham Avinu, Avraham Avinu is running after the four kings from the north, and did a war with them and crushed them and took Lot, his nephew. He didn't pay. Avraham Avinu was a very, very rich person
Mm.
in the land of Canaan, but he didn't pay anything to the four kings. He just crushed them and took his nephew. And we know that Shimon and Levi in Shechem in with Dinah, and there is some examples that when you have a state and you have your army, you are not paying to the enemy. You have to do a war and crush the enemy and save not only the hostages, but the millions of people in your land to save Am Israel. So this is our saying. This is our demand from the Israeli government to make a big war to crush Hamas, and we believe that this is the only way and the only chance for the hostages. I think that that it's uh, connecting to the meaning of this land, of this state, a Jewish state. We have to think about the meaning of Klal Israel and the meaning of the next generations. I'm afraid that if if Israel will surrender to Hamas, that in a couple of um of years, I think that parents will not send their boys to the army because they will say that we are afraid to their lives, and if you want to protect the state, you can bring Chinese soldiers or other thing to protect us. That is the reasons that we are standing with our with our saying that Israel should not surrender to Hamas. Another thing, I'm in my work. In my work now, I'm not working still since October 7, but when I used to work, I used to come to schools, to elementary schools, and high schools, and I saw that there is a wall with the values of the school, and I can remember that it was written not only in one wall, in one school, but in 20 and 30 schools that I were them there, that the values of the school is democracy, uh, um, uh, I don't know how to say it in English, but it's not Jewish value, okay? Democracy is probably the best way, okay? The best way to arrange the people, but there is no any word about the students in the school that they are Jewish boys and girls in Israel. Not one word. So you can take this wall and put it in United States, in Canada, in Italy, in Spain, everywhere. I think that in with this way we cannot win our wars. We cannot live here in Israel because our enemies, the Arabs, the terrible Arabs that are living next to us, know exactly why they are here. They want this land. They want Jerusalem. They want to kill us. They want to throw us to the sea. So we have to change. We have to make a change in in all our education here in Israel. And I'm praying that I will be a part from this um, uh, changing. Okay.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Um, you talked about winning the war. How do you, when you say we need to, we want to, we will, Emir Hashem, we are going to win this war, and we are going to see all the hostages walk free. The next step, how do you see that? Like, what is
Yes.
winning, apart from bringing the hostages home, is definitely part of our victory.
Yes. I think that we don't we should not talk about the hostages. The Israeli government should not talk about the hostages. The Israeli government should talk only about crushing the enemy. Only about that. When our enemy see the demonstrations here, especially in Tel Aviv, and the government speaking every day 24/7 about the hostages, and that it's very hard for the hostages, and they don't have food and other stuff. I think that it's not the way to win the war. We have to destroy Hamas. And when we are talking and doing only that, destroying Hamas, this will give us the hostages.
Absolutely.
And of course, there will not be a peace with the Arabs. And if the Arabs will have a land, they will build another terror land. So we don't have any other way. We have to take this land and give it back to Am Israel. As Daniela said before, the Gaza Strip is a part of Israel, like Tel Aviv, like Kiryat Arba, like Ramat Gan, and like Afula. And when we are ignoring this truth, the Arabs will continue their terror. We have to speak with when we are handing this book. We want the Gaza Strip because this is our right. This is our right to be there, to live there.
Absolutely.
And this, when we will live there, not only in Gush Katif. Gush Katif was a very small part of the Gaza Strip. I mean that we will live in all the Gaza Strip, okay, from the north
Absolutely.
to the south. This will give the um, ביטחון.
Security.
The security, yes, security to the next generation. This is the only way, the truth of the Bible.
Absolutely. Thank you. You've said it so clearly. And I think that what Nachala is doing is actually helping to bring at these hostages, helping towards this victory by preparing to settle the Gaza Strip, the entire Gaza Strip. That is what we're working on. And that's why we've developed all our Garinei Hityashvut, these core groups of families who are ready at any given moment to go into Gaza and settle the Gaza Strip. There are cities, we've prepared it. We have maps of cities, of the places where all of our yeshuvim will be, and please God, they will expand over the whole area. And when I will agree that when the Arabs see what happens when Israel has victory, when Israel is victorious, and we actually settle the land again, that's going to be the greatest way to prevent this from, God forbid, anything like this from happening again. Not only as a deterrent, but also from a point of security, having this important piece of land and being strong and sticking with our biblical land of Israel. God gave it to the Jewish nation. So, yeah. Okay, I think we have time for one or two questions. So if anybody would like to ask, okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Tamar.
I'm gonna ask, what's it? I'll think. Okay, Tamar and then Renana, please. Okay? Unmute Tamar.
Wonderful. Have you been able to convey or have your sentiments conveyed to the Israeli leadership, the political security cabinet, and also to the Trump administration, who President Trump talking about how he's going to make Gaza, into his little piece of state. So have you and the Tikva Forum, or group of families, been able to convey your position as you just outlined?
Thank you, Tamar.
Yes. So we're now planning our travel to Washington and to make a meetings with the congressman and others. But I can promise you that without Tikva Forum, Israel was surrounded to Hamas at the beginning of the war. Yeah, it's very clear here in Israel. Very
Definitely.
clear.
It's very clear that you've steered and you've served as a balance, as a counter, pulling away, stopping them giving up everything for the sake of not receiving victory, let's say. Okay, there's a question here, Tzvika. Can we have Eitan's full name? Eitan Ben, because people want to make sure they're davening for him.
Yes. Yes, Eitan Avraham Ben Efrat.
Okay, Lital, can you put that in the chat, please? Thank you. Okay, terrific. Okay, Renana.
Thank you very much, Nachala and Tzvi Mor. I'm speechless. From the outside, I can't understand what's right and wrong, and your voice is priceless. So really, thank you. I've been involved with captive Israeli soldiers for over 10 years, so I care very deeply. And just on your website, can we contact you and we can send
Renana, you
support?
can be in touch with Tzvika through us, okay? If you can send us a message and we'll
Yes,
pass
of
it
course,
on.
of course. Yes,
Okay?
of course, of course.
And can we also send support whatever we can through you?
Definitely, yes, yeah. They have a campaign. Tzvika, can you send me the link to your campaign, please? Okay. I think,
Yes, of
do you
course,
want to
yes.
tell the group for a minute what the campaign, what you're doing, please?
Yes, yes. We look, we the main thing is to influence the people of Israel. Okay? I have I we had several meetings with the Prime Minister Netanyahu and the other ministers, but the main thing is the work here in Israel, in the streets, at the malls, okay, in the interviews, in all over the Israeli media. This is the main part of the work, okay, to influence the people of Israel.
Okay, terrific, terrific. We will do our part. And even perhaps, we're running our mission, please God, in May. And so perhaps Tzvika, you'll join us, you'll meet us. We're actually coming to Hebron, okay, Ir HaAvot. We're going to Hebron to see some of the incredible houses that have been redeemed there from Arabs and redeemed, and we have Jewish people, Jewish families, yeshivot in these houses today. But I think it would be wonderful if people could actually have the opportunity to meet you live. So we'll invite you and we'll share the details, please God. Okay, I think
Okay.
thank you very much, Tzvika, for joining us today. We know you're very busy, you have so much on your plate and in your heart, and you've given us some very important messages. We would like to offer any strength, our brachot, and thank you for putting your name there. We're going to send a mail following this, and we will include Eitan Avraham ben Efrat. And please God, as Daniela said, you will see him today. Okay, and we know Tzvika has a large family that he needs to go to, but I'm asking you to please stay, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let Tzvika go, but I'd like you to please stay, ladies and gentlemen, to hear a little bit more about the way in which we, in our very important way, are there holding Tzvika's hand, basically. We're holding their hand in support because as we push towards settling the Gaza Strip, aiming to settle the whole Gaza Strip, this is our victory. Okay, as Tzvika said, that will be our victory, please God. And believe me, when they see what we do and how we settle there and how we make the area flourish, that only Am Yisrael can do this, by the way, only the Jewish nation, because God gave this to the Jewish nation. No one has ever been able to make the area there in Gaza flourish like we did when we had Gush Katif. We won't let that happen again. I'm inviting you. I want you to join us. I'm going to share the screen now and show you the amazing mission that we will be having. It's 3 days, ladies, and just 3 fantastic days, which will be jam-packed with things that if you don't come through Nachala, you don't get to see these things, okay? First of all, what we do, as Lital mentioned previously, okay, she talked about the fact that we redeem land. We talk about the fact that we create settlements. Nachala is the organization that creates facts on the ground. And we want to take you to some of these settlements, to 2 new settlements, people haven't been there, the Gofna in Binyamin and Oriad, which is in the Shomron, okay, to meet the families and to see what can be done, what incredible things our Am Yisrael is capable of, the dedication that the people have. You're going to meet with the families, with the real people, and have like these fantastic workshops that are fun but meaningful as well. And we always try to bring in people who are involved in Yishuv Eretz Israel, the settlement of Eretz Israel, creating communities there. Okay, we also want to hear from the pilots and from the soldiers and from the families of these people. You know, I mean, like my daughter's husband has been in the army since October, since the beginning, since mid-October. He's had a few spots that he's been at home with his wife and his kids. Apart from that, they've been away. We want to hear from these people. How are they managing? What's going on there? And just to hear about their incredible commitment is something that is important for all of us to feel. And then Daniela has graciously offered to host us for dinner in her home. It's not often that we have such an incredible opportunity to be in the home of this great woman. I think Daniela is the matriarch of the Shomron, and that's a great privilege. On Tuesday, we are going to be going south. We need to see what Gaza is, the whole Gaza Strip. And when you go to Yad Anzac, it's an amazing monument, correct? And you get to see, when you go up there, you'll be able to look right into Gaza. You'll see Israel bombing from there, and you'll see what's been destroyed. And please God, where we are looking forward in Mirza Hashem to building there as well. Among the incredible people that we want to introduce you to, Lital talked about before the Garinim, and Daniela talked about the Garinei Hitchashvot. These are groups of families that have chosen when the time comes, will be leaving their homes in order to move to the Gaza Strip. But they're already formed. These Garinim, these core groups of families, have already formed into groups. You can still join them if you choose, of course, and they do activities in order to make sure that they're cohesive groups and that they have plans for how they're actually going to establish the Yeshuvim. And one of these families has already moved from their home in Eli to a yeshuv in the south to be much closer, okay? And we are going to meet these people. feel their energy and see what makes them work, what is it that's causing them to make such an incredible move in their life and to have begun it already, their conviction to do this, okay? And one of the things that we felt is important is to hear a proper lecture. Let's understand. Daniela talked about, Tzvika talked about, this is all part of Eretz Yisrael. Let's see it in the book. We want to see it in the Tanakh. We want to see that this is part of Eretz Yisrael and the great things that happened in all of the land of Yehuda, Shomron, and Chevel Aza. Okay, so you're going to meet amazing people there. And then, please God, we're going to be going to Chavat, to down south, not to the south, to the Gush area of Gush Etzion, and to Hebron, and to Chavat HaEtam. And if any of you have been on our missions before, we've been there before. But what's so exciting about Chavat HaEtam is you're going to see, if you've been there before, you'll see where it was and how it has developed and grown, and the vineyards and the pools, and what has been done there. You have to actually see it to believe it. It's magnificent as well. Okay, and we're going to see those homes that we mentioned, meet amazing people, and of course, we always love our wineries, we love our l'chaims, so we will be, please God, having a finale dinner there in a beautiful winery in Judea. This, for all, you're getting full, unbelievable buses, food, so many amazing things, and there are plenty of things that I haven't included here, but I wanted you to know about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be sending out a follow-up email, okay? And it's going to have all the details of this mission, and I suggest that you sign up quickly because there are limited spaces available, and we want you to be there. And we know that it's important. You will have a wonderful time, an incredible experience. And as you saw in that brief video that Lital showed at the very beginning, okay, it's an incredible experience, eye-opening for everybody who takes place. Even if you've been to Israel before, there's not an experience like a Nachala mission. Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. And please God, if you have any questions, please feel free to write to us, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.
Gila, I think I'll join the mission.
We need you.
Me
We're going to
too.
have you. We're
You can
counting
live
on you,
this well.
Daniela. Okay.
Yeah, not as a leader, as a participant. I like the plan.
You'll enjoy it, and we'll enjoy you. Thank you, everybody. All the best. Have a wonderful day or evening. Be